Okay, so for this, Ginchi is going to be using his illusion powers to generate these images behind him as he goes. This is the tale of the Knight of the True Dragon. Wearing the armor of his patron and the sword of Heartfire, an image of this tall, dark-skinned human man with armor and weapons appears behind him. He was first in battle, last in retreat, and none stood against him. And in the name of his patron, he showed no mercy to those who stood before him. His reputation grew, and so did the requests for his service. He granted them all. And as he went, gained reputation and gained the praise of those he helped. But as he took each request, he found himself going further afield. Less time did he have for the comfort of his home and the tending of his own affairs. Then came the day that he was asked to go a full month from his home for a raid on a village. Surely, he thought, this is no concern of mine. Surely someone else will do this thing. Surely the militia can handle a simple raid. And so he refused the request, sure of the rightness in doing so. And his life was quiet, and he tended his house, and he managed his affairs. Until the turning of the season, when he learned that the village had been destroyed, torn asunder by a raid, not of petty bandits, but of a controlled legion of trolls. Fast, strong, and capable of the experience of true death, these trolls had slaughtered the whole village. And his spirit faltered. His armor grew dull, and his sword no longer blinked with the magic of Heartfire. And from his patron, he heard nothing. He sat for a week and a day, unable to conceive the horror of what his decision had wrought. He found himself smaller and weaker by the day. And then he realized that all go against him. He must go forward and stop the furthering of this army or die trying. Taking only his walking stick, leaving his armor, his sword, his mount, he headed towards the ruins of the village, a month away. And as he got near, he heard of other villages having been destroyed, and with each one, he got smaller and weaker. And finally, he found the army. Outside the hastily crafted wooden walls of a small town, with over 100 trolls snarling and barely holding back to charge into the village. Well, he had nothing but his walking stick, and now he was small and weak. But he had made a promise to his patron, the true dragon, and he was not going to stop just because he no longer had his tools. He felt small, but he ran. And as he struck the first troll with his small staff, nothing happened, and he felt smaller. And yet in him burned the Heartfire, not in the sword, but in him himself. And he struck again, and this time the troll noticed him. He struck again, and the Heartfire burned brighter as he got smaller. And soon, his next blow with fire of his heart smashed the troll and burned it. What happened that day cannot even be believed by those who saw it. One man, alone with a stick, smaller and smaller as he went, destroyed the entire army, with no troll laying a finger on him, for he was so fast and so strong and so full of the fire of his patron and of his desire to do right. When it was over, the knight was gone. Was he slain finally? It's unsure, but it is known that every troll was gone. And every night, an extra star burns in the sky over with this village to remind them of the Heartfire.